Hey man, what do you reckon we should video today? What? What are you doing? Alright, good evening. Quick video, a bit of a tool comparison. Brand name versus non-brand name. Now I've been building houses and maintaining various properties for about 5 years now, and my tools get a workout just like any builders. Sometimes you really do need to buy brand name tools. It's just a given. Some tools are going to wear out if you don't buy it. Well, all tools are going to wear out. Some tools are going to wear out too quickly if you buy cheap, nasty ones. But sometimes there is no need to go and spend lots and lots of money on expensive tools. For some certain tools, any old brand will do the job. There's no point in wasting your money. Alright, I have a few tools here to talk about, don't worry. There's a few groups and there's a bunch of tools in each group. Now, I might as well start here closest to the camera, and I don't think it's in frame here, but the first one I want to talk about is Chisels. So, I have Chisels. I have hack chisels. Their brand is Stanley. They're not the best brand in the world. They are a very common brand here in Australia for carpenters and builders in general. They're a good balance of cheap enough-ish. Each Stanley chisel's probably $20, $30 I suppose, something like that, maybe $40. But they're pretty decent quality steel and they do the job. They do the job quite well for what they are. Another brand of chisels would be Plum. Now, they used to have the brand on the handle. They've seen a lot of work. They haven't got a brand on the handle anymore. It's just a red and black handle. These, personally, I love these. I reckon they're stronger than the Stanleys, physically stronger, harder to bend. Very good for a hack chisel. You want to be able to lever on something when you need to lever on it. And I have bent Stanleys, I've never bent a Plum. I don't really remember the price. I think they were actually cheaper than the Stanleys, but they were around a similar sort of price anyway, from memory. You could probably buy a set of 3, inch and 16 mil or whatever it is, and then a little 12 mil or whatever, for around $40 or $50 for a set of 3. So yeah, not a bad price. I love them. And bear in mind too, with the Stanleys, that when you buy a set, they're going to be cheaper. Buying 3 in a set will be cheaper than buying 3 individually, is what I'm trying to say. So I said 30, 40, maybe $50, whatever I said. They are cheaper in a set. You can buy a set of 3 for $70-ish for 3. So, chisels. Buy decent quality ones. They have decent quality steel. You will be able to sharpen them up. You will be able to get them hair-popping sharp, and they will maintain that edge as long as you don't hit anything harder than wood. Buy good brand name chisels. Cheap chisels, I've tried them in the past. I tried them for a day or two and said this is ridiculous, and I chucked them in the bin and never even looked back. Knives, utility knives, I think that's what Americans call them. We call them Stanley knives in Australia, probably because actually neither of these are Stanley brand, but Stanley brand. That's what everyone used to use. A lot of people still do. Buy a decent knife that has a retractable or hideable blade, because it's safe. You can chuck it in your back pocket, you can chuck it in your tool belt, you can chuck it in your front pocket if you need to. It's safe. You're not going to hurt yourself. Blades, replacement blades for them. This is a 100 pack of replacement blades. This here has blades in it. They're cheap. This here is a cheap brand. That probably, it did go back in. It went back in. Cheap brand, Trojan. Cheap, nasty, 100 pack. Good question. Probably $15 or $20. You're going to chuck them out. You do half a dozen cuts through pieces of plaster and they're all gummed up with plaster and crap. You just take it out, chuck it away. You don't want to be spending money. I've seen blades that are close to $1 each and you think, this is ridiculous. These ones are 20-ish cents each. Buy cheap blades. They're getting chucked out every day anyway. Pincers. You're going to be pulling nails out fairly regularly if you're in the building industry. Pincers, cannot beat them for pulling nails out. You don't have to spend a heap of money on good ones. These here, again, Trojan, same brand as the cheap nasty blades. They're just like pliers for pulling nails out. Buy cheap ones. Don't go and spend $30 or $40 or $50 on expensive ones when you can buy cheap ones for $15. Battery tools. I run Makita. I love Makita. They are reliable. They are tough. Don't buy bottom of their price range. They're not so good. So that's the bottom of the price range drill. I've had a couple of minor issues with it. It's not particularly powerful. It does the job. But there's the top of the line impact driver. That there, without the bit, $300 for that skin. Now I'm holding $400. Now I'm holding $410. Don't wimp out on tools. Even tools of the same brand. Buy mid-range or top of the range. Mid-range is fine. Don't buy bottom of the range, and do not buy cheap nasty brands. Bunnings have got impact driver kits and drill kits of their own brands, and you can buy 2 batteries, a charger, a drill and an impact driver for $150. No, don't. They will wear out. They will wear out within weeks. It's just not worth it. Then you've got to go out and buy a new one. You might as well just buy these. They've got, I think, 5-year warranty. I could be wrong, and probably a 2-year warranty on the batteries. I've got 11 batteries now. Some of them are 6 years old. I've never had a battery die, and I'm charging them every day. I'm charging batteries every single day at work, and I've never had one die yet. Tape measures. Don't buy cheap nasty tape measures. For starters, they're probably not accurate, and secondly, they won't last. Now this is actually my father's. I've got one of his toolboxes here, so I pulled it out to show you. That there is a Lufkin, Australian made. Actually, that's Imperial and metric. I don't know why anyone would use Imperial, but anyway, Australian made, fantastic quality. That has seen a lot of use over the years, and somehow it still works, which is incredible. The spring hasn't broken, it still retracts by itself, and that's how much it's been used. Look at the wear on it. That has been used so much, and it still works. Australian made quality. That there is probably, I can't remember for exactly how much, I think, because I don't buy them, I think they're around $40 or $50 for a tape measure. They're fantastic. I use Stanley. I use Stanley tape measures. So that's the Stanley Fat Max. Everyone's heard of them. They're about $30. Pretty much bang on $30 actually. They are reliable. You can put them through all sorts of hell and they'll keep on working. Again, Stanley, this is a cheaper version. This is only $10, believe it or not. Same brand. Now, what I was saying with the drills doesn't apply to less advanced stuff. No electronics. Buy bottom of the range, whatever. It's still brand name, still seems to work. I buy these, I use them until the numbers have worn off the blade, chuck it out, buy a new one. They're only $10. But I do not buy any of the $5 nasty cheap brand ones because I just don't trust them, and the springs in them die. You get a tiny little bit of rain on it or whatever and it gets wet inside, next thing you know it's stuffed. Don't buy them. Buy the good brands. Buy the bottom of the range good brands. They work. Tools with moving parts. That there, cordless nailer, brad nailer, a finishing gun, whatever you want to call it. That there, pneumatic one. Much older version. They are reliable. Actually, that's much more reliable. This one, very reliable. This one, fairly reliable. Make sure you keep servicing it, look after it, lubricate it, all that. It's actually got a little internal combustion engine in it. Remember that. Treat it like you would treat your car. That there, not so difficult. Drop a few drops of oil in there. Whatever, once a day. If you're feeling real generous, once a week if you're feeling a little bit more like everyone else out there on the worksite. But look after them and they'll last forever. This one here I got off my grandfather. It's probably about 20 years old and it still works like the day it was brand new. About $800 to $900 for that. Probably, if you can even find a pneumatic one, that one would probably be around $100 to $200 somewhere, probably around the $200 mark. Cheap. Do not buy. That's a Taurus, brad nailer and stapler. Don't buy it. It was probably $20, $30 from Aldi of all places. And every second shot misses. I joke not, I kid you not. I fire it, I go bang, and then I just have a scrap piece of wood in my hand. I go bang, 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 because it literally misses every second time. Shifters, or I think Americans call them adjustable wrenches. Yeah, I buy cheap. My father's a mechanic. He buys expensive. He buys Sid Chrome or whatever it is, and he probably pays for a little 6-inch, one like that. He probably pays, I don't know, $40. I don't know. For a set of 3, 10-inch, 8-inch and 6-inch in Trojan, cheap nasty Bunnings brand. I build houses. I don't use them that much. Even the plumbers that I deal with buy cheap ones. They're not going to break. They will keep working, and if you're crawling around under a house and you get it full of mud or you lose it, you're not going to care that much. You'll go and buy a new one. And a set of 3 only costs, I don't remember, probably $30. They're probably $10 each, if that. They're probably $20 for a set of 3. Maybe they're 40, I don't know. They're not expensive. You don't need to buy expensive ones. Hammers. Bottom of the range, top of the range. That there is a Craft Right hammer. It was probably about $8. I don't know what weight it is, and I don't really care. I just use it for cheap nasty crap. I use it for swinging around, smacking stuff around, and when there's an apprentice on site who's forgotten their tools, that's the tool that they get handed. There's nothing wrong with it. It does the job perfectly well. As far as hammers go, it's a hammer. It'll hit a nail in. You can pull a nail back out with it. You can bash some wood around with it, and you can throw it at an apprentice when they forgot to bring their tools. It's a hammer. But I really do love my S-Twing. Made in America, and best hammer I've ever used. I use hammers a lot. I find this one comfortable. It's balanced well, it's nice to swing, and it sings to me. When I hit a nail, it sings. I don't know why. It was kind of annoying at first, but it's a really good hammer. And it's comfortable, like I said. I love it. It's so comfortable. Now, price difference. Probably $8, $80. That hammer cost me close to $100. Worth it. Love it. If I lost it or broke it, I seriously doubt I'll ever break it. If I lose it, I will buy another one. But seriously, I'll use this one in the meantime. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a bunch of other hammers there, various ages. There's one hammer there that's probably about 50 years old. There's nothing wrong with it. It's got the old original wooden handle, lump of steel on the end. You smack nails in with it, pull nails back out with it, smack wood around. It's a hammer. Buy a cheap hammer. There's nothing wrong with them. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's my take on a few of the more common hand tools used in the building industry, whether or not to buy cheap or expensive or mid-range. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing and sharing it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.